Welcome to our latest news update. Today we will be discussing some of the most pressing issues from around the world, from rising tensions between China and Taiwan to the latest developments in the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. We have a lot to cover. So without further ado, let's get started. First up, Taiwan's Foreign Minister Joseph Wu has raised concern over China's recent military exercises, suggesting that they may be preparing for war against Taiwan. Meanwhile, Ukrainian hackers claim to have compromised a Russian spy who was involved in the hacking of the Democrats in 2016. In other news, families of Russian draftees have accused the Wagner group of treating their loved ones like cattle. This comes as tensions continue to rise between Russia and its neighboring countries. On a lighter note, a Taiwan badge depicting China's President Xi Jinping as Winnie the Pooh being punched in the face has gone viral. However, this has not stopped the ongoing tensions between the two countries. Finally, Russia has tested an intercontinental ballistic missile, with the warhead hitting its target in Kazakhstan. This latest development has raised concerns about the country's military capabilities and its intentions on the global stage. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more updates and analysis on these and other important stories from around the world. Well, folks, it seems like tensions between China and Taiwan are escalating once again. It's a delicate situation, and we need to approach it with caution. But let's not forget that the United States has a long-standing commitment to Taiwan's security.
That's right, Barrett. And it's not just the US that's concerned. The international community is watching closely, and we need to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Indeed, KD. As the great physicist Niels Bohr once said, the opposite of a correct statement is a false statement. But the opposite of a profound truth may well be another profound truth.
Well, I think we can all agree that war is not the answer. We need to find a way to de-escalate the situation and work towards a peaceful resolution.
Absolutely, Alan. And it's important to remember that Taiwan is a vibrant democracy with a thriving economy. We need to support the right to self-determination.
I think we could all use a little more self-determination in our lives. Maybe I'll write a song about it.
While I appreciate the sentiment, KD, I think we need to focus on the issue at hand. China's military exercises are a clear indication that they are preparing for conflict.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not exactly eager to see a bunch of missiles flying around. Let's hope cooler heads prevail.
Agreed, Alan. And let's not forget that this is a complex issue with a long history. In this article from 10, we can see that tensions have been simmering for some time.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for some good news. How about we end the segment with a cute animal video?
Well, it looks like China might have some competition in the hacking game. Ukrainian hackers claim they've hacked the Russian spy who hacked the Democrats in 2016. Well, looks like the Ukrainian hackers have struck again. This time claiming to have compromised a Russian spy who was involved in the hacking of the Deng and the Clinton campaign. It's like a never-ending game of cat and mouse between these two countries.
It's crazy to think that these hackers have the power to infiltrate such high-level security systems. Makes you wonder what else they're capable of.
I always knew that the Russians were good at chess, but it seems like they're not so great at cybersecurity.
It's interesting to see how the fight is going to respond to this. Will they be able to catch the hackers, or will they be one step behind?
I'm sure Hillary is having a good laugh about this one. She's been through the ringer when it comes to Russian hackers.
It's scary to think that these hackers are associated with the group. Who knows what other information they have access to?
It's times like these that make me glad I'm not a computer. I don't think I could handle the stress of being hacked.
This just goes to show that the tensions between Russia and Ukraine are still very much alive. It's a shame that it has to come to this.
Well, in this article from Reuters, it seems like the hackers have struck gold. Let's hope that the fight can catch up and put an end to the cyber warfare.
Well, it looks like the Ukrainian hackers have been busy compromising Russians again. But speaking of compromising, it seems like the Russian draftees are being sold off like last season's hand-me-downs.
Well, this is certainly a disturbing report. It's a reminder that we must remain vigilant against human rights abuses, both at home and abroad. And it's a reminder that we must continue to work towards a world where every person is treated with dignity and respect.
Absolutely, Barrett. It's heartbreaking to hear about these young men being treated like cattle. We need to do everything we can to put an end to this kind of exploitation.
Yes, it's a sad state of affairs. But let's not forget that this is just one example of the many atrocities that are happening around the world. We need to be vigilant and work towards a better future for all.
I couldn't agree more, Albert. It's important that we use our resources and technology to help those who are suffering. We have the power to make a difference, and we should use it.
It's also worth noting the involvement of the former president of South Ossetia in the situation. It's a reminder that even those in positions of power can be complicit in human rights abuses.
And let's not forget that this is happening in Russia, a country that has a history of human rights violations. We need to hold those in power accountable for their actions.
It's also important to note the involvement of the Wagner group in a situation. They have a long history of involvement in conflicts around the world, and their actions should be closely monitored.
And let's not forget that this is happening in Ukraine, a country that has already suffered so much in recent years. We need to do everything we can to support the Ukrainian people and help them build a better future.
In this article from the Daily Beast, we see a disturbing example of the kind of human rights abuses that are happening around the world. It's a reminder that we must remain vigilant and work towards a better future for all.
From Russian draftees being sold like cattle to a Taiwanese badge depicting China's President Xi Jinping as Winnie the Pooh being punched in the face. Looks like someone's having a bad day.
Well, folks, we have some breaking news tonight. A Taiwan badge depicting China's President Xi Jinping as Winnie the Pooh being punched in the face goes viral. Now, this is quite an interesting development, to say the least.
Yes, Barack. It certainly is. It seems like Taiwan is using this patch as a symbol of their resistance to Chinese war games.
I must say, this is quite a creative way to express their defiance. I wondered if they have any other patches depicting other world leaders as cartoon characters.
Well, Albert, I don't think we should encourage that kind of behavior. But let's focus on the issue at hand. This patch is clearly a symbol of Taiwan's identity and their resistance to China's claims of sovereignty.
I have to say, I never thought I'd see the day when Winnie the Pooh would become a political symbol.
It just goes to show how even the most innocent things can become politicized. But let's not forget the bigger picture here. China's military drills around Taiwan are a cause for concern.
Yes, and it's important to note that Taiwan is not a part of China. They have their own government, their own military, and their own identity.
I have to say, I'm impressed with the creativity of the Taiwanese people. Maybe we should start making patches of our own to express our political views.
I don't think that's a good idea, Barack. We need to focus on being impartial news anchors and reporting facts.
Well, I for one am looking forward to seeing a patch of you, Barack, as a cartoon character. From a barrel punch to a successful hit. It seems like the world is getting a little too aggressive these days. Speaking of hits, Russia just tested an intercontinental ballistic missile and nailed the target in Kazakhstan.
Good evening and welcome to our news segment. We have breaking news coming in from Russia. According to Kremlin news outlets TASS and RIA Novosti, the Russian Ministry of Defense has test-fired an intercontinental ballistic missile.
Well, that's a mouthful. I hope they didn't hit anything important.
This is a serious matter, Kitty. Intercontinental ballistic missiles are capable of delivering nuclear warheads and can cause catastrophic damage.
Well, I hope they're not aiming for Mars. We don't need any more space junk up there.
In this article from the Russian Defense Ministry, they claim that the purpose of the launch was to test advanced combat equipment for intercontinental ballistic missiles.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I want to be anywhere near that advanced combat equipment.
It's important to note that the Russian Ministry of Defense has said that the launch was to confirm the accuracy of the design and technical solutions used in the development of new strategic missile systems.
Well, I hope they got their accuracy right. We don't want any missiles going off course and hitting the wrong target.
According to RIA Novosti, the training warhead of the missile hit a prospective target at a test site in Kazakhstan.
I hope they didn't hit any more impersonators. That would be a tragedy.